poder also means to manage or to when you can't handle something, when someone can't handle something. Again, man, poder, to manage. When you manage to do something, we're not talking about, managing people or anything like that. We're talking about when you manage to do something or you can't manage to do something. And the same thing, can't handle, when you cannot, you can handle or can't handle. So it can be also positive. So I'm just going to add here can. Okay. Similar. I mean, it depends on the context, but also to be able to manage or not. So it can be positive and negative. So let's look at some examples using this verb when it means to manage or to be able to handle. No puedo con tanto trabajo. No puedo con tanto trabajo. No puedo con tanto trabajo. This means I can't handle so much work. It happens. It happens. Sometimes you end up doing more than you're supposed to do at work. And this is a common thing to say. No puedo con tanto trabajo. Or maybe you just have a lot of work, It just accumulated for some reason. So let's break this down. Yo no puedo. Yo no puedo. You don't need yo. You can say no puedo. And this means I can't, right? I can't handle. But let's remember that you can use con right after. Poder con, no puedo con. And it's very likely that you will use con. No puedo con. So we might as well add here con. Okay? Tanto. Tanto means so much, or I put mucho here. That's Spanish. Brain fart right there. Tanto means so much. Te amo tanto. I love you so much. Okay, so tanto is a good word that means so much. Comí tanto. I ate so much. Okay, so it's a good word for sure. Trabajo means work or also job. So that's a good thing. You don't need to learn two different words. You can just learn this, and it means work and also job. Tengo un trabajo. I have a job. Tengo mucho trabajo. I have a lot of work. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Now, let's look at the next example. And it's going to be the last one, the last example too. ¿Pudiste comprar los boletos de avión? ¿Pudiste comprar los boletos de avión? This means, did you manage to buy the flight tickets? Did you manage to do something? Pudiste is the verb poder. Tú pudiste. Remember that. Tú pudiste. That means, did you manage? You don't need to say tú. Remember, we have a question. You don't need to say tú. It sounds weird if you have a question and you say tú. ¿Tú pudiste? No. You just say pudiste. Did you manage? Pudiste. Pudiste. Remember the accent mark on top of the letter I, because if you don't have it, it will sound as pudiste. I don't know. It just needs some words just need the accent mark. Pudiste. Oh yeah, without the accent mark, it would sound like pudiste. Pudiste. But you know what? I'm double checking here. For some reason, it says here that it doesn't need the accent mark. So it was my bad. I guess it doesn't need it unless this site is not right. But let me double check because sometimes no. Well, interesting. No, it doesn't need the accent mark. It was just in my mind. I apologize for that. Pudiste. Sometimes that happens even like to Spanish speakers like me. Sometimes you omit accent marks, la tilde, el acento. Sometimes you remember that the word needs an accent mark. It happens. It's a lot of accents in Spanish. Sometimes you just don't remember. But yeah, pudiste doesn't need an accent mark. I'm just correcting that. Pudiste, did you manage? Comprar, pudiste comprar. If you want to add a verb right after pudiste, if you want to say did you manage and then a verb, in this case comprar, which means to buy. Did you manage to buy? Okay. You need the verb in the infinitive form. You don't need to conjugate it. I've been saying that a lot throughout the stream, but I have to let you know so it makes sense, right? It makes sense to you how Spanish works. ¿Pudiste comprar? Did you manage to buy los boletos? Boletos means tickets. The tickets, los boletos. And if you want to say like flight, if you are going to take a plane, then you need the avión, flight. Okay, flight tickets. Now, if you want to change this to, because avión means plane. So it's pretty much you're saying plane tickets. Plane tickets. But in Spanish is very, in English also plane tickets, flight tickets. So just remember that. El avión, the plane, airplane. And you can change this, of course, to something else. For example, if you're going to take a train, boletos de tren. Okay, tren means train tickets. Los boletos de, I don't know what other kinds of tickets can we talk about. I don't know. You just add pretty much the, the autobús. Los boletos de autobús. So this is bus tickets, okay? So very, very interesting. You can change this, of course, to other things, just as you do in English. Just keep that in mind that you say boletos first and then de, boletos de, and then you add the transportation. Autobús, tren, avión, barco. Okay, barco means, like a ship. If you're going on a cruise, you can, crucero, that would be crucero. Los boletos de crucero. Or para el crucero. Okay. Para el crucero is a more common thing to say. I don't know why, but you can say it's for the cruise. So the tickets for the cruise. Okay, so just remember that. It can be like that. When talking about a cruise. But let's just change it back to the avión. Anyway, now Let me just let you know this. Hang on. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just trying to erase this. Let me just remember. Let me repeat to you that poder con it means, to manage, if you manage to do something or not, and also if you can handle something or not. You can change this in a positive way or to a positive situation when you can handle something. Yo creo que. I mean, I don't know who would say this, but it can be technically positive too. Just let me do this really quickly. Yo creo que puedo con. You don't say tanto. You can say con el trabajo. I think I can handle. So this is like saying I think I can handle. I can handle the work, Yo creo que puedo con el trabajo. If someone, for example, if you are applying to get some job and the person is saying, the interviewer is saying, we have a lot of work here. So do you think you can handle this? Tenemos mucho trabajo aquí. ¿Tú crees que puedas con eso? Okay. And then you can answer, yo creo que puedo con el trabajo. I think I can handle the work. Okay. So, or it can also mean, I think I can handle the job, so job, work. It depends, the context. Now, this one, it's just a question, but you can change this to, for example, if you managed to buy the plane tickets. Let me just change this to plane. You can say pude, which is present tense. Okay. You can say pude comprar los boletos de avión. Maybe you guys had an issue. I don't know. Maybe you didn't have any internet, or I don't know, the credit card was not working for you. So, and you're trying to buy some plane tickets, and finally you managed to buy some plane tickets. You can say something like this: pude comprar los boletos de avión. And this means I was able to, or I managed to buy the plane tickets. No question mark at the end. Okay, so that's another way to use poder con. Sometimes you need con, sometimes you don't. For example, here, when you manage to do something, you don't need con. But when you're saying I can't handle or can't handle something, then you need con. Okay, yo creo que puedo con el trabajo. No puedo con tanto trabajo. No puedo con tanto trabajo. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Those are small things, but they're really important if you want to nail using this phrase and overall Spanish.